Why are peelings so popular in skincare? Why AHA, BHA, these ingredients have been around and are around for a reason. But what are the best, AHA or BHA? How often should we use it? Which concentrations? There are so many doubts and questions, but this video plans to answer all of them. And also, as always, to give you my personal views on the best way to integrate them in your skincare. Hi there, skincare people. Nice to be back. My name is Custodio. I work in the skincare industry for 30 years, the last 12 years in product development. The Age Traveler tries to shake up ideas, see if they stand, and I want to create this idea for skincare that asks, what is that skin wanted, just before marketing got in the way. So today I'm shooting late night. I hope it doesn't show. I hope that my glycolic acids and similar stuff keeps me on the bright side. We jump one tier in the perfect formula pyramid. For those of you which are young, new to the channel, please go back to other videos after this, or even interrupt now and jump to the first, because this series is building the perfect formula pyramid where I try to make sense of an ocean of ingredients out there and give you a priority, the ones I believe and the ones I think your skin really likes and really understands. So we've already built the first two tiers, which are bases and core. You'll see that there are many ingredients there which deserve your attention, and today we step up the game to really exciting transformative ingredients which are boosting exfoliation and increasing cellular turnover. So in this tier we'll be talking about AHA, BHA, PHA, retinol later on, and of course these are all the very transformative ingredients that really change a lot. They can change everything for the better, and they can also bring you some headaches if you don't treat them properly. So as I say, I like to shake up ideas. Let's shake the first idea. All these ingredients we are bridging today are acids. And this is the first word we should shake, acid. When we think acid, we always associate to something which is corrosive, something which is aggressive, slightly dangerous. There is a menace in the sense of acids. Probably because we think also about our digestion. When we think acids in the stomach, we think about something that should not be there to that extent. But well, when it comes to skin, skin's own natural pH is acidic. It's meant to be acidic. It's good it stays acidic because the ecology of our microbiome, your good bacteria, many elements in your skin surface, including your natural exfoliation, rely on the preset and stability of that pH. So a healthy skin, talking about face, there are slight variations, different parts of the body, but keeping face, which is the main concern of this channel, we are talking about pH 5.5. 5.5, it's not neutral, like often people think are neutral products. Everything neutral is good for your skin. Well, in the pH scale, neutral is 7, and it's so close to being alkaline. 7.1, it's already on the alkaline side. So your skin likes acidity. As I'm an old man, I'm very glad to talk about these ingredients. They are some of my favorites just because I'm a 90s boy. I was born in 1970, so when I began to work in the cosmetic industry, exactly these were the new kids on the block. AHAs, glycolic acid mostly, the so-called then fruit acids were the star ingredients and the ingredients that everybody was talking about. So AHAs, BHAs, PHAs are in the end natural exfoliation on steroids. So let's organize a little bit the house, shall we? Let's declutter all these inky names and organize them in a way that we can better understand. So let's begin with the AHAs, the alpha-hydroxy acids. And of course, there are different angles, like everything in chemistry and science, we can observe from a different angle. So I'll try to find the one which is more defining for the category. So I would say that the AHAs are the lower molecular weight in the whole group, meaning they penetrate deeper, and as a progressive action peeling, the more it peels, the deeper it penetrates. So take this note, as they have the lower molecular weight and they penetrate deeper, they are the most active and they carry the highest irritative potential. So formulation is key, but use is also key. Don't forget, I promise, end of the video, I will try to define some golden rules to play on the safe side. I would say every human being can benefit from AHAs and should benefit from AHAs. If you have problems with them, it's often nowadays more your fault than the product's fault. Not always, but most of the time. When it comes to Inky List, how do you smell the AHAs from far? You find names like glycolic acid, which is the queen of the family, and for a reason. Lactic acid, take note, the only natural occurring AHA in the human body. And there are other three that complete the family: malic acid, tartaric, and mandelic. Mandelic acid lately had a resurgence. I personally tend to be an old school guy, a classic one. I prefer glycolic acid, lactic acid any day to any of the other three. But of course, if you have some intolerance to one of them, by all means, go mandelic acid and have a happy life. So after this big group of the alpha hydroxy acids, let's touch the star of the beta hydroxy acid, which is salicylic acid. Salicylic acid classically coming from willow bark. Nowadays, again, much more stable alternatives built in the laboratory. Again, what is the one thing different? So if the AHA have a lower molecular weight, BHA has a higher molecular weight, but I don't think that's the thing that most makes the differentiation. What makes the differentiation is the fact that salicylic acid, differently from the AHA, it's oil soluble. So it makes it the best alternative and normally the most commonly used in products which are more addressing oily combination, acne prone skin, because the fact that the salicylic acid is oil soluble allows it to unclog the pores and slightly, slowly dissolve the sebum, the dead cells, debris. So it's a much more pore unblocking and much more purifying, blemishes fighting type of acid than the others, which normally we think AHA more in terms of age signs, pigmentation, and we think BHA. Nothing set in stone. There are different reactions. You should, and to me that's the golden rule in all these ingredient family, is to listen to your skin. You have in front of the camera a person with an oily skin which reacts much better to glycolic acid and lactic acid than react to salicylic acid. And as an individual, I understood that, I did my tests, I did my trials, and nowadays I very, very seldom touch salicylic acid because I react better to the others. Salicylic acid is also meant to have stronger anti-inflammatory properties than the AHA. So there are also cases of skin conditions with rosacea and dealing with more inflammatory states, dermatitis, which react positively to slower increased doses of salicylic acid. But in all these cases, we talk about dosage and regular use. So the golden rule for all this family is walk before you run. Listen to your skin and eventually step back before you move forward again. And to close organizing the house, we talk about the PHA, the polyhydroxy acids. And this is normally considered the third generation because they are all more lab-built, more engineered formulations which have one main intention: to be the highest molecular weight and therefore the less the least penetrating one and the one that guarantees a safer, more skin gentle type of exfoliation. I believe that they do work. There is many testing with all this family which proves their efficacy. Of course, we go slower, we go safer, and that's therefore an option more for sensitive skin or anybody who have had a less positive experience with AHA or BHA. In the INCI list you'll find them as lactobionic acid, probably the most common, gluconolactone or galactose. And you see, a lot of these names have some sound which connects you, galactose with lactose, gluco. All these names, in the end of the day, are composed molecules using the lactic and the glycolic elements, but transformed in a different molecule with the advantage to demand a less acidic final pH. And here also I would like to touch something which is not always obvious. When we think performance, when we think strength, activity of, doesn't matter, an AHA, a BHA or a PHA, it's not the concentration alone that determines how effective or how powerful that acid will be. It's also the finished pH of the formulation. You can have a well-formulated, beautiful product with 5% of glycolic acid as an example, and the finished pH of the product be above 4. Remember, natural pH skin 5.5. Well, all these acids, especially the glycolic, like to be placed in a formulation which is a pH 3 point something, 3.3, 3.4, up to 3.67, and above that you already start losing efficiency of that element. So can we speak our minds? Well, this is my channel, so I can speak my mind, and I hope so do you. And I'll be very curious to have your comments back about what products did you have good reactions or less positive reactions. Is there a family that works very well for you and one that doesn't? I will be curious to hear from you. So let's now organize the house in a much more useful, practical way, which is the best way, how often, and how to integrate AHAs, BHAs, PHAs in your skincare. I believe that most human beings allow and benefit from a daily step of exfoliation. And because AHAs, BHAs, let's begin with the classics. If you compare how photosensitizing they can be, BHAs are less photosensitizing, AHAs tend to be more photosensitizing. So if you, in the end, want to use both, BHA should be more for the day, AHA for the night, but that's not the way to start. You should start with one of them and you should start night. I think all this family of ingredients are exactly the type of ingredients where you should ignore what the brands are saying. You should ignore any instructions which push you forward. If the instructions are warning, then you should listen to them. If they are pushing you forward, you listen to your skin and not to the instructions. It doesn't matter if the product says to use 3 times a week, if your skin says 2 times a week is better. And it doesn't matter if they say 1 time a week, if your skin says 2 times a week, it's better. In this type of ingredients, nothing is rocket science. Everything is your individual reaction. It's your rhythm. You are working out. This is workout. So nobody can tell you how many times you go to the gym. You have to decide for yourself. And since we talk about morning, the use of SPF, the use of a good sun protection, it's imperative when you are doing exfoliation at night. And it's not really so much the case as most people believe that they are extremely photosensitizing. It's just that while you refine your skin and you remove those layers of dead cells, your skin becomes more exposed to the direct UV. So you don't use an SPF because glycolic acid is bad. You use an SPF because you care. You use an SPF because you are educated. What do I mean by listen to your skin? It means don't be scared to come close to the mirror. Don't be scared to see if those concentrations and those rhythms are just overstepping to your comfort zone. Exfoliation should not mean redness, flaking off, any sort of overreacting to other skincare products. These are all the messages your skin is giving you. So if you are experiencing all of that, it's your skin telling you that listen to me, listen to me, listen to me. So it's very simple. You step back to where you were. If you were using 2% and your skin was fine, and now you are using 4% and your skin is reacting with a stable, permanent redness and irritation, you go back to the 2%. And then you don't try 4, you try 3, or you stay in 2. A skin which is very tolerant to exfoliation, and that's probably why you are here. So you are not a beginner, you are already in the know. Of course you can play with one element in the morning, one element in the evening of different families. So then if you are with BHA and AHA, the BHA will be the best option for the morning and the AHA for the evening, just for the sake of photosensitizing, knowing that BHA it's the least photosensitizing of all. And once you have established your nice rhythm, you can simply stick to that rhythm. Never be scared to keep that rhythm and alternate everything else above in the pyramid that you will talk in the next videos, namely the retinol. Once you have established the good rhythm with the AHAs, the BHAs or the PHAs, there is no reason, on the contrary, as we will explain, to also add up retinol, and then you are a real perfect formula pyramid flyer. But remember one thing, you are on the third tier, so you should also look down and ask yourself if everything is solid underneath, because a lot of these listen to your skin messages that I'm talking about, the redness, the peeling off, the discomfort, the unpleasant feel that the skin is too tight and is too aggressive, are expression that something in the core it's not stable and something in the bases is not stable. That's why your AHAs or your BHAs are hurting you, is because you don't respect the rhythm or you just ignored those previous bases. That's why this friend of yours builds a pyramid and not any other shape. It's a pyramid because the base is everything, the core is very important, and then the party begins. So I'm happy that we have slightly organized the house, still not all together, but the most of the furniture, it's now in the right spots. I have sold again my idea for the perfect formula pyramid. I think you're beginning to see, if you have followed other videos, what's the meaning of all these. I think it gets too late to do all my favorite products, so I will leave you here, and next week I will talk exactly with the same cloth. I will shoot it now, the second part of the video, and I will share it with you, my favorite products. There are not so many, but I think they are the best of the best. That's why I want to share them with you. So say no to boring skincare, and see you next week with a favorite AHA, BHA, maybe some PHA, but more AHA. You understood. Ciao, ciao. See you next week. Say no to boring skincare. So now that you know, next week I'll tell you about all the best products out there for peeling. I think you should follow the channel and just click like so that you don't miss these good advices of your friends.